Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I'm Deynon and this is Conan Exiles. We have got a very important quest to do today. Namely, we have to get a foal so we could finally get a horse as our main means of transport around the Exiles land. Also, they will be a great way to carry additional stuff without wasting any more attribute points in order to do so. You will be surprised about the amount of stuff they can carry in comparison to your character. Gimme that. We can find them quite easily at K5, K6, which is way bigger of an island than the one we reside on. We might spot new creatures as well, so get ready. We've got a long way to go through. We have spotted some iron nodes and naturally we have mined them. However, right next to where they respawn, there was a stronger exile called Anna the Reaver. Let's mine this first and go pay her a visit, albeit not a friendly one. She is right there in front of us, just casually roaming in the area, minding her own business, but we are about to change that. She wasn't too tough to fight with, however, she, and the other guy that respawns here, drops elements of medium armor, which at this point in the game would be nice to have. And she actually dropped medium armor boots. Nice. You need to be very careful in here, as this desert is a habitat for both scorpions and sand beasts, which, at this point, with worst possible weapon and low-level armor, could cancel us in a matter of seconds. Be wary. I will definitely come here once we are capable of defeating them, as I have a feeling there is something hidden of importance in there. I might be wrong, but I am curious, and that is enough to risk our life. Right here we have our first encounter with Komodos. They have identical movement to crocodiles, so they wouldn't be difficult to fight with, but you need to be careful for their venom, as once they bite you, poison effect will kick in, and it works quite similarly to bleeding effect from crocs. The only caveat is, crocodiles have lower chance to cause bleeding than Komodos to poison you. Also, there is quite a few of them in here, so be careful if you have bad equipment. You don't want to run half a map to pick up your stuff. I will treat you today. You will not have to wait for too long to see our today's goal, as right here, right before you, in the distance we can see the foal, and that's what we are here for. Let's go and grab it.
Gotcha, bitch.
Quick look on the map, just to show you where exactly we have found this one, but don't worry, we are going to get at least two more. One is just right next to where we found the first unit. And another one. Now we have three of them. However, since I am not planning to build more than just one instance of stables, we might not be able to get three horses. Just saying. Mystery box. I wonder what's inside. Anyways. On our way back home, I have spotted something that I don't really know how to fight just yet. It is apparently called Rotbranch, and it has about 45 times more health than Komodo, so I don't want to get in its way for now. Unfortunately, my curiosity led me to get too close to it, and it have started following us. Also, the chest that you have seen a second ago is a reward chest. If you manage to defeat this boss, you can open it up and get what's inside. There was one like this next to the giant crocodile. Maybe you have noticed it in your playthrough. But don't worry, we will get to it. There you go. Just to give you a visual representation of where you could find some more iron, there is quite a few nodes around here. There are multiple spots of iron along this coast, which gives you a tiny boost of much needed resource. As mentioned a second ago, this isn't much, but it should be enough to get a few iron bars going to craft essential tools if you haven't managed to gather adequate amount earlier on in your game. Right around the corner from here, we also have Exiles camp, which is quite sizable and is pretty much my most favorite place to get thralls, freed exiles, early on in the game. I won't visit this place just yet. We need to build the training place for our thralls to be. This area is quite an interesting one, and here is why. Normally at this level, around 25-ish, regular shalebacks don't attack us. However, in here, they all have turned hostile towards us, including of course greater shalebacks, the red ones in case you were wondering. I believe it must be a hatching ground, hence the reason we are not really welcome in here. I quite like this place since, as bad as this will sound, I can get substantial amount of hide for armor crafting of course. Also, this is an amazing source of eggs that will come in handy for numerous cooking recipes. On our way back, we had to visit the place where these named exiles were spawning, just to get some more medium armor pieces for our collection. This time we had a chance to fight with Arnos of Cimmeria, which to be honest was just about as difficult as Anna the River. And as you can see, we were quite lucky. This time we have obtained 2 medium armor pieces. Unfortunately though, we already had the helmet, but as far as I have remembered, our one was in a bit worse shape than the one we have looted this time. Once we have left everything in our storage chests, we need to start looking into the stables and how to build them, since little horses we have got recently have timer before they expire, so we need to act fast. First of all, we had to craft some shaped wood as one of our main building materials for stables. This is easy to do, as all we need is to put some wood into the carpenter's bench and go from there. And once we had enough, bricks were next in the queue, and we can use our previously built furnace to achieve this. It is also super easy to achieve, as all you need is some stone and fuel for your furnace. Right after making sure that we have some bricks crafting in progress, I wanted to check how much space we will require to build the stables. Anyways, we got back home, picked up materials we want to use to build some foundations, and the rest is history. We have built a foundation of 4 by 5 in size to accommodate our stables, as well as we have extended the back portion of our shelter by adding somewhat of an alley, which we'll expand later on in the game. Next thing, naturally, was to get back to the furnace and collect all of the bricks that were waiting for us in there, and go ahead to place stables that we were working for. And finally, to place our stables so we could start taming foals and finally get a Ford Mustang. Wait. What? That is not this game? Shit. Nah, in all seriousness, I had to make sure it is all nice and evenly placed, as my OCD wouldn't allow me to pass by it and not place it the way it wants. Once that was done, we had to get our foal and place it in the stables, plus give it some food in the form of plant fiber so we could start the taming process. One thing worth mentioning is that you can only have one going at the time. If you would like to tame more foals at the same time, you would need to build more stables, but let's be honest, we will be Gucci with one for now. Also, I have noticed that our horse-to-be doesn't consume much fiber. I don't know if this is a glitch or this is how it's supposed to be, but we got quite a bit of fiber for it to enjoy yamming on. Coming back to the OCD I have mentioned not long ago, it was the best time to just prevent it from triggering by placing some stairs so it could freely get onto the platform and onto the stables without the need of jumping back and forth to access them. So first of all, I had to figure out if I could connect two foundations to form a single big step. However, as you can see, the game didn't like my idea, so I had to settle down with just a single-sided step for now. And a quick glance from a short distance on what we have built so far. Not much, lol. And for those wondering, you can use Alt plus Z to trigger HUD on and off, just like I did here. I know I have shown you this area before, guys, but there is something in here that you haven't seen just yet. I have fought with hyenas first, and while I was at it, I have noticed a smaller version of them in the background, meaning what I am doing next is going to pick it up and run back home with it to tame it later on in the game.
Gotcha, bitch!
Oh, another one. Gotcha too. Time to put them away in the chest. No. While we were at home, I had a quick look into the furnace to check how many iron bars we currently have. We had enough to finally build the blacksmith's bench, which requires 50 iron bars in order to be made. Since we have the furnace here, outside, we can put our new bench right next to it, so we don't have to run up and down within the house to access these specific stations. As you can see right here, there is a lot of possibilities of what we can craft, and most people would choose a better weapon. However, we have limited amount of iron bars for now, meaning I have to choose what is going to be first. And in this case, I have chosen iron sickle, as we are constantly running out of plant fiber, and with the use of this tool, we not only can gather it faster, but it also gives greater harvest rates, which is totally worth 30 iron bars. Next is iron skinning knife, as this is also going to give us slightly higher gather rates, and as you remember, my armor collection would require a lot of hide, so yes please. Here is a quick look at what the iron sickle is capable of doing. Now imagine all the time you would spend gathering the same amount of plant fiber without the sickle. Good luck with that, partner. And for the last few minutes of today's episode, I have added a few points into grit and got a new perk allowing us to regenerate the stamina 25% faster, which will be amazing in combat. And for the small teaser of our next episode, I will tell you now that we are going to visit places where there is so much iron, we might not be able to carry it all home on our own. Right there, on our right side, you could see rock noses, which are immune to bleeding and are quite sturdy compared to whatever we fought so far. We are now at G5. There are few iron nodes worth gathering, but this is nowhere near of what I am going to show you in the next episode. I will leave you to see how much more damage Rocknose can take compared to other enemies we have encountered. I found that daggers are pretty much ineffective against them, and at this point I started thinking about crafting our trusty two-hander. Last thing worth mentioning is that you can't use skinning knife on a rock nose. You need to use a pickaxe to technically mine them, which makes perfect sense. If you follow this cliff to the left, there will be at least 3 separate spots of iron you could mine. Now in front of us you can see some form of an ancient building, something along the lines of a temple. I believe it is housing loads of exiles and quite a few hidden items. We will also visit this place at some point. And the dark colored nodes you can see in the distance are actually coal nodes, and while we are here we may as well gather some of it, as we definitely will need some of it for crafting. Another first for us in this episode is an encounter with the ostrich, which might not be too powerful, but it still can deal
tons of damage.
They are quite fast, but not too sturdy. Just be careful not to be caught between few of them. They are definitely a great source of hide and especially feathers. If you look past this ostrich, you can see both a nest with eggs that can save your life if you forgot your food and a water skin before coming here, as well as few more iron nodes, which, let me tell you now, there are multiple scattered around here. In the distance you can see the king scorpion. If we annoy him at this point in time, we might as well just plan how to get back here to collect our stuff. But he is definitely on our list of enemies to defeat, and I know we can do it. Just not yet. Anyways, this is it for now, and I will catch you in the next one. Deynon out.